Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Advancement Centre, and welcome to the world of magic and miracles. We're about to step further than we've ever stepped before, and that's not out past anywhere you've been before, but it is much higher. In the world beyond worlds, where we feel that special glow, we can elevate ourselves beyond our imagination in an instant, and it happened just because I said we're going further. Once you understand that you have total control of your position in the universe, you can elevate instantly to beyond all limits. But once again, it is not relative to here. It's relative to how you feel. So in a fraction of a second, you can multiply your feeling of perfection, of being in the right place, of advancing, of making a difference, past wherever you can imagine. But right now, you're floating in the middle of nowhere and feeling fine. Able to move freely without any restrictions from the world or beyond. As we continue in this manner, we can look back into the earth and feel our interaction with a much more precise outlook. There's no measuring system that can go near your own personal measuring system. There's no comparison that ever works, because you understand now that nothing happens the same twice, nor can you be in the same place twice. You can be close, but that's still a million miles away in vibration, circumstance, attitude, feeling, and ability. Your ability changes moment to moment, not based on anything except what's most appropriate. And if you don't need an ability, why are you carrying it around? The ability is not stored within the human frame or the framework. It's not even stored, it's available instantly. And it's new. Every time you access something that you even have a name for, it's not the same. But when you access something you don't have a name for, it's always obviously different. So that's where we're living at the moment. And to achieve what we want in the world, we have to really hit a home run. We have to step up to the plate and go for it. And not miss the ball, and not even try. Just hit a home run. To use that as a comparison won't work, but to use it as the first step gives you a full feeling of the power you have at your fingertips. And the fact that you can venture into parts of the world where you've never been before, at levels that you never thought were available to you, without having to have the influence of the people who protect those positions. So we're stepping past a little bit of the conditioning that has been fed to us through systems that are gradually. The communication system that we have with ourselves is so natural that we don't even have to speak. When I say we've gone past everything that we've ever known, we've even gone past the communication system that we know and that we think we know. Our ability to achieve what we thought was impossible is now becoming so easy. We're looking for new tasks. And the new tasks that we're looking for are the ones that we didn't think we'd ever be able to pull out of the bag. The ones that somewhere, somehow, are going to touch your life. But they normally don't appear because you're in the wrong place, the wrong time, with the wrong people, with the wrong attitude, with everything else. But from where you are now, who cares? You just step up, pull it out of the bag, and you don't even have to present it to the world. You just present it to yourself. And as you start to present it to yourself, the world will say, wow, look at that. Look what's happening in that person or in that person's life or with that group of people or to the world around that person. Never thought that was in them. Because it's not. This is the magic that you bring to show yourself that you can advance beyond anything your brain could ever imagine. So without labouring that, we'll just nominate that we're all about to do not just the impossible, but we're about to launch ourselves back into the earth plane with all the skills of the world beyond worlds. And in doing that, we can start to feel the advantage that we have over everything. We don't have to come in where we were born. We don't have to come in where we've been trained. We don't even have to come in at human level. We can come in wherever we need, achieve whatever we want, not by affecting anybody but ourselves. That might sound a bit strange. Doesn't it feel comfortable? Because it's true. The second you decide, the world, the universe, everything in it will respond. But you can't decide from being within a system. You can only decide when you're out there, standing on that elevated platform and living it with all your might, with a strength that the world cannot touch. Even the beings of the universe cannot touch the strength of the determination that comes with that bag of tricks that is your magic. And as we start to demonstrate how people can individually step into this world at whatever level they wish, you'll see that the few that control the mechanisms that we put in place will be astounded by our presence. Many of the things that you see that are amazing were put there by you. Many of the great musicians, the singers, the artists, the athletes, the scholars were put in place by you for your purpose when you need them. And understand the same thing happened to you. Many of the entities around you, many of the people you're associated with, and many that have never even met you yet, put you there for their purpose in their life, and you will experience the beauty of that gift. So as you not decide, but take on the very gift that you decided would be magic for you to experience, you'll realize that it's a gift for many, 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 many millions of people in the world. And if they get one glimpse of your offering, that's sufficient to hold them for many lifetimes. So without laboring on how or laboring on what will happen, we can now just enjoy the free movement that exists because we decided. The essence of free movement, as you bring yourself back into the physical world, allows you to navigate all the things that you were told were out of bounds, all the things that somebody else does, because you can't do the same as anybody else, but you can do better. And you can do it easily instead of hard. And you can take on a career that is in the system, but you'll be so far ahead of all those who are supposed to be the best that heads will turn, doors will open, and magic and miracles will happen. So as part of our plan for advancement, we're all going to come back into the physical world at a much higher level. We're going to blow a few minds. And we're going to show the elegance of who we are in the environment that we build. And that doesn't mean rebuilding every structure on Earth. That means we instantly build the structure that supports us as soon as we enter the Earth. And no matter what sign is on any building, if you need it, it's yours. It's not excluding anybody. You watch. The doors will open. We talk about being limited in this world by so many different things, one of them being cash. There is another way. By you presenting yourself to be totally invaluable to every system that you ever come across. And you watch. You won't be left out. And if there's money involved, it will come. But it won't be the prerequisite, because that golden light that flows from you will just fill everything and change all the rules. In the very near future, we will venture as this little group into bigger things. And the reason for that is so that everybody who is interested in advancement can get on board, do their own thing, and have a full support of millions of people in the world. And it's only done by taking the bag of tricks and starting to live it and present it and talk about it. And to be able to speak with authority without having a piece of paper. The authority that you bring is the sparkle in your eyes, the magic of your fingertips, and the sparkles that surround you. Male, female, child, old person, there is no limit. And there is no stigma that you have to handle to be where you are or to be where you know you should be. So in the physical world, it says that you have to put in effort to go places, to be where you want to be, to achieve things. Well, where we come from, it's the reverse. The less effort you put in, the more you achieve. You just do it. And for many, many years, I've told people, if it's hard work, you're doing it wrong. And that has taken a long time to take hold. But many people say that now. Whereas it used to be, if it's not hard work, well, you're not going to get anywhere. The opposite is actually the truth. So as we move back into the physical world, we can stay with our origin. And we don't have to deal with any of the reverse logic that was placed on us to keep us on the ground. I will go through things probably after the break, or maybe at a later time, to show you how easy it is to change how you feel without using your mind or your brain or anything else. And it's all related to the random movement of energies within your system. That random movement can always interface with that golden light and demonstrate to you that there's a source that doesn't come from where you are standing. It always comes from another place. And instantly you can switch that on and feel different. And I've mentioned before, it's like getting a second wind when you're running. You wonder how that happens. All of a sudden you get over everything and you start going, well, I won't explain that. But instantly you can go back out into that realm where you have free movement. You can watch your body or not. It doesn't matter. The instant you feel comfortable as a being, your body stops reacting. The instant you feel comfortable about your purpose, your body stops reacting. So every so-called difficulty or discomfort is actually a reflection of dissatisfaction. And we can't be totally satisfied with anything here on earth without being connected to our source. Once you're connected to your source, there's no objection. You It's like if somebody takes away all the food in your house, even though you're not hungry, you're going to feel really uncomfortable until you've put it back again. This is the same. Everywhere we are on Earth, the resources that support us, the energies that give us the power to be more than the regular human being, each time they move away from us, our system panics in one way or another. So, in re-entering the Earth plane, you may feel a pressure. Go back out again, back to that place on the edge of reality, go through the exotic, go past that to the golden age again. And there it is, perfect. And then you realize you didn't actually move. All you did was made sure that you're whole again. Totally whole and connected. And it doesn't matter if it seems like that fails, because it can't. You just, in a fraction of a second, go through that little exercise and you're fine again. You're not going to waste a lot of time. There's many, many seconds in a day, and if you use up 1 second in doing that process, you've got it wrong. It takes a fraction of a second. So now that we've played with moving in and out, the next thing is we're going to get really serious about making a difference. And to make a difference, everyone thinks you've got to have a plan. So we decided we'd make a plan. We'll really go to the top of everything. And we'll start to actually bring us all to where we can entertain the Earth, entertain the people, run our own measuring system, where we can speak to one another. We don't need a network, we've already got one. But as soon as we expose our glow at the right level, people will come from everywhere. So that's what we're going to do. All of us, including everybody who's watching and everybody who will watch. And you think there's not enough people to do that with? There is. We've been taught that nothing holds itself up unless it's shaped like a pyramid. When in fact, spin the pyramid, it will turn upside down and spin on its edge, on its top. So we're about to make everything top heavy but spinning. So the majority is at the top. The numbers will be amazing. And there'll be a point when that whole action happens. We start to spin everything, particularly in the complex manner that each one of us can. All the principles that have been put on the earth will turn upside down. Just like I said, if it's hard work, you're doing it wrong. Just spin it and watch it turn over. Spin it in a complex manner and it'll float. No matter what you get hold of, let it go and allow those special energies around you to confound it with movement, and it'll float. The experiments in the scientific laboratories have proven this. You have a look how, even with sound, they can levitate certain things through the complex movement of the sound waves, because that's movement of particles. We can do that with our eyes shut. We've just not attempted. So we're stretching things a little, but I'll keep doing that until somebody starts to feel they can make something float. You see many of the masters of the martial arts starting to use what they call brain power to push people over. Nothing to do with the brain. Sounds good. It's to do with the total desire to use the energies provided for you to get them to show their spectacle in a particular field. We don't need to do that. How many times have you seen a mother or a father protect a child, even when they're not looking? They go to fall and all of a sudden a hand goes out and they catch them by the leg. And they never miss. Someone's losing their balance and all of a sudden you get pushed back up again. All these things we've known, but never pointed out to one another. We flippantly say, oh, that was good, or that was lucky, or wow, I thought you were going to fall then. Instead of saying, did you feel that? You just got pulled up straight again. Not sure whether it was me or somebody else, but we'll definitely say you were pulled up straight by the energies that were projected towards you. The brilliance of what's being demonstrated in the arts, in the artistic gymnastics, as dance, and all sorts of other things, are showing us that we're way beyond thinking about it. So now, every one of us can just step out there and be brilliant. But not brilliant at somebody else's task. Brilliant at our own. And it won't be long before we're all starting to demonstrate our individuality. And that's not a general statement. We will be moving forward quicker than I can explain. And with the support of all the beings that we're starting to introduce you to, we'll make it. We'll make it very quickly. Nobody will be in a position where they struggle, because all they've got to do is relax. Use the active energies around them, and a whole lot will change. So now, I think I've covered the first part of what I wanted to say, but remain with both places in mind. And we'll talk about the magic that comes from the earth because of your presence, the magic that will come from other places because of your presence, because you're a catalyst to all movement that is unique to your being. We'll go for a break and be back soon with a little bit more. Thank you. So we're back again. As I was saying before the break, we're now in a position where we can re-enter the earth after spending all that time getting out of it. But the reason we're re-entering is we're not entering from the same place again. Never return by the same pattern that you went out. If you do, you will find all these ways of cancelling what you've already done. So each moment you head out into that glorious spot where you can feel that golden energy and you feel the glow around you and through your eyes, and everything about you is alive. You then can look anywhere, you can elevate to wherever you want. And at the same time, you can re-enter the earth in a different phase. So you never have to leave where you are. It's like you lived in one city, you left, you reside in another, you can always return as a visitor. You don't have to pack everything up to get back. So this is our purpose of packing up and getting out of the old system and being in a position where we can re-enter as an invited guest or as a visitor or as a celebrity. And I think that's the one we're going to take on. Each one of us has always been a celebrity in our own worlds. Each one of us will remain a celebrity in every world. That's the purpose of our whole visit, to remain a celebrity in every world. And nobody will overshadow anyone else. The brilliance is obvious. The elegance is obvious. And now we remain a celebrity. Let's be that. In that way, the Advancement Centre has a purpose: to maintain your position as a celebrity. Sounds all right, doesn't it? We will do that for everyone. It's as impossible as we can think of. And so we're going for it. You'll see from week to week changes, improvements, new ideas, and total stupidity coming from all sorts of angles, with the purpose of maintaining celebrity status. There will be no possibility of painting anybody into a corner, because all corners were gone. There is nothing to lean on, and there is nothing to bind anyone. Because as a celebrity, you don't care. You're too far ahead of the norm. And all support structures and the people have already been stationed in this world for each one of you to demonstrate not a position, but to demonstrate yourself as a celebrity. So don't be surprised what we come up with, or who we involve, or how we do things. And don't be surprised what you all do for yourselves. what we've done is opened up the big book that has everyone's name in it, and you've walked up and said, there I am. And once that happens, you give yourself permission to be who you are. And there'll never be a time when you say, I don't know who I am. You might say, you don't know who I am. But you'll never say it to yourself. And it's not who I was, who I'm going to be, it's who I am. Where I come from, well, it might not have a name in this world, but I know where it is. I know how to get there. I'm there all the time, and that's where I reside, because I'm too big to be here only. And to be a celebrity in many worlds is normal. So the world that you were in that said you're not a celebrity was obviously not a real world. So now we can look forward to such things as offers coming out of nowhere for things that we didn't even think we were good at. People coming into our lives, changing our direction because they know and we'd forgotten. Many, many possibilities that you know are more than possibilities because you've just been waiting for them. And there's nobody who doesn't feel, yes, I've just been waiting for this. So allow us to join with you as catalysts in your venture so that we can spin everything, turn everything upside down and watch it float and have a good laugh at how crazy we've been in the past. All sense of logic has always confounded me. But there you go. I'm very good at it. But it's like playing a game. You follow the rules, you get the results, but they don't do anything. They just say, oh, you've scored. You've got a good score, you haven't got a good score. You've achieved something, you haven't achieved something. But in fact, that's not achievement. That's just fulfilling a measuring system that everybody thought they had to build. Every game is a different measuring system. And the young people of today don't take any notice of the rules, they just go and get the right answer. Even the video games, they most certainly don't follow the rules. And they jump to the end before they do all the other things, and then they'll come back and find out what the game was in the middle. Because they can, and because we can, and because there's nobody watching. And many times we're either alone or there's one other person there, and you think all sorts of things going on, but in fact there's only two people there and there's nothing going on. It's just some crazy network of stuff that got dropped on top of you. That in a second, you can be way above, look down on and say, oh, that's interesting. I think I'll walk away from that. And you don't even have to move. Knowing that you have another place. Knowing that's where you reside. Takes away all the load. And once again, it's like being on holidays. vacation, whatever you call it. Once you're on vacation, you don't really have to worry about putting the garbage out. You don't have to worry about what's happening on the ship you're on or on the aeroplane. As long as you get serviced and you get fed and you enjoy and you watch the view, you take a few photos, send a few messages, that's a brilliant life for 2, 3, 4, or 5 weeks. We're in a position where that's what happens every day without one interruption, because we know we reside in another place. We have much more interests than the regular things that are around us every day. And we're operating as a catalyst to one another in a network that makes us so happy and so powerful that we really don't have to use the strength that we're given in the physical world. So as we improve, our ability to move things will improve. And our ability to physically move things will improve. And the ease of movement throughout the world will totally leave regular thinking behind. And it won't be long before the critics who say, prove it to me, will not do that. They're getting that way with the young people at the moment. Prove it to me, and they do. So the critics are very, very careful about being critics. And I think you'll find they're realizing that it's an endless task that has no purpose and never did. So now I've brought in a few things that have come from the people, as I said I would last week. These are the gifts that I've picked up from those who are sitting at the other side of the camera at many places around the world, who have offered that view so that I could present it to you. And as they understand that it was their total idea, total feeling, each one of you will know that part of it was yours as well. And you brought it up for me to actually put into some sort of format that's acceptable in this world. And so that's what I've done so far. But there's more, and they'll keep flowing. And each one of you will start to feel your input into what I deliver. In some way, you'll know that interaction has been yours. And that your value has been recognized by everyone. I'm not going to go much further today, but I'm going to actually allow each one of you to feel that through me, to feel your interaction with others, and to feel that it's so good that you want more. In the next few months, we'll be on stage somewhere, demonstrating something without knowing what or how. At this time, it's solid. And we have the support of each one of you. And we know the growth of the Advancement Centre has just started. Don't be surprised if it opens up in many more places in a very short time. We have sufficient support data, videos, talks, and they'll keep going. And the brilliance of each person will be accelerated by them taking on whatever they feel they can use and bringing others online. Now that we've seen how easy it is to interconnect at a whole different level, I throw out a little bit of a dare to everyone. Do what I do, to connect to everyone, to allow the feedback to go through you without any comment, to feel that movement, to know that there's 55,000 people focused on you right now, and to never run into any of them, but to interact and spin the energies. Not just because you can see people, but because you can't. This is the purpose of the energies that we call divinity. This is what makes you stand really tall. This movement holds your frame without a framework. Just like a magnetic field will hold something in midair. Your interaction with one another and with the universe will hold you extremely tall and well supported without the need for any framework. And if you spin it, you can feel the magic of the sparkles all around you. Thank you. And we'll see you again next week. And in the meantime, tune in to Simeon and see what he has to say and how he supports us all. Thank you once again.